So let's talk about a real life. I want to know exactly how it happens. So we're excited because we're now members. So there's a benefit that comes with being a member right away. Before we even have to utilize these services, what are the things that Legal Shield offers us as part of our $26 plus tax membership? What is Jim and I, what are we going to get for our $26?
Well, right away, you have unlimited access. You will be able to call the lawyer, the law firm, and speak to a lawyer on any issue, unlimited issues, and you will get advice. So ask all your questions, whether it's something really, really trivial or something that's very traumatic that's going on in your life. And I think that we are so conditioned to not phone lawyers because of, the simple little things, you wouldn't pick up the phone. So this just gives you total freedom to do that, peace of mind. So being able to get all your questions answered for every one of your issues. They could write a letter or they could make a phone call on your behalf.
Is there an additional charge to that?
No.
So if I, let's say, have a difficulty and I'm saying, look, I need some assistance, I'd like to send you a series of emails about a problem I'm dealing with. Let's say I'm phoning a lawyer because maybe it's documented in some emails. Can you take a look at this? Can you give me some advice? What's going to happen? Is it going to be hours? Because maybe there's quite a bit of reading to do in that email. How would that look if I pick up the phone and just say I'm a Legal Shield member? This is our problem. Can I send it to an email? How would that look?
So there's another feature that I'll add into this because you're talking about things for them to read. They'll review contracts and documents up to 10 pages. So with a whole bunch of emails, they'll probably, and I have done this, I had a whole bunch of emails that they used to formulate a letter that they wrote for me.
Okay.
So they're going to decide how much that they would take to kind of add up to those 10 pages. They're very lenient. We say 10 pages, but, they're going to, if it's 12 pages, they might say, okay, but I'm going to say 10 pages and let them over-deliver.
Right.
I'm going to undersell and they'll over-deliver for me. But so within what your example that you've just said, you're going to be able to talk to them. You're going to tell them what your situation is. They're going to figure out their best way of solving that problem for you as best they can initially. So if it's a letter or a phone call that they can make to help you with that. But you're right, they might need to look at something in order to formulate a letter for you.
Right.
So if you have a lot of emails, you'll send that to them.
And then will they then determine that they might charge us additionally at that point?
No, that's all included in the membership.
It's all included. So they'll say this is how much we can take. So then really I'm getting a solution, whatever that ends up being, the phone call, the letter.
Absolutely.
And that's included in that monthly fee. So there will be no additional cost.
None. The thing is with that, and this is what we pride ourselves on, is that we probably 85 to 90% of what our members use this membership for is solved under those top three. Mm-hmm. So diffusing a situation, nipping things in the bud. This is why we can recondition people to actually use the lawyer right at the very beginning of the situation. Get a contract read before you go into business with someone, before you sign a leasing document or whatever. Just get them to make sure that everything's covered before you get into trouble. So we have something preventative now. We have something that we can, solve problems right away. For my first initial reason why I called the law firm when I got the membership, I had stewed about it for about 6 months. I lost sleep over things. You just worry. And had I had the service in the very beginning, had the contract looked over, been able to ask their advice on whether I should do this business deal, you just lose stress.
Right. And you're not an expert. You don't know, and that's why it adds stress, because you really don't know. Sometimes you worry so much, and you find out that it's quite solvable.
Mm-hmm. So there's a couple other really exciting things.
Mm-hmm.
One other thing before we get to that. We have a 24/7 emergency access. Okay. And there isn't another lawyer out there, I'm sure, that would really ever take this on. We have access. If you have something that happens on Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, on holidays in Hawaii or something, you've been an offender bender or something has happened that is traumatic for you, or you're in a situation you need some help, you can get a lawyer on the phone within minutes.
So if I'm in the States, because I'm back and forth into the States a lot of friends, a lot of visiting, something happens. I need some legal advice right now. Or I'm at the border and they won't let me cross and they're saying that I've done something, which I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Just, I love the USA and I love my Nexus.
Yeah,
I don't want to mess that up. I'm very respectful. I can pick up that phone and I will have my membership card with the number that I can dial, 1-800 number.
Yep. It's a 1-800 number, our emergency access. So you would get the emergency access is dispatched to our corporate office, and they will get a hold of the lawyers that are wearing the pagers. And that's what our lawyers do. So with Watson Gopel in BC,
a lawyer that wears a pager.
I know.
Hard to believe.
Unheard of. Too good to be true. But it's true. And in fact, in Watson Gopel, one of them is their top, he's a partner with the law firm, and he's a personal injury lawyer. He's one of their best. The other one, there's a criminal lawyer that will take turns wearing the pager. There might be a couple other ones in there. But they are the ones that are typically called in an emergency situation. That's the type of law that you need to tap into the expert.
And accidents can happen 24 hours a day.
Absolutely. And the thing is, a lot of times if there's injuries at an accident scene, the police show up and they're going to want a statement.
Right. And are you comfortable even doing such a thing? You don't know. So tell us more. So we've got the 24-hour emergency access. We've got up to 10 pages that we can send. We get a response calling them. Lawyers that are here and
letters and phone calls,
tried and true. What else will we get for this membership?
And I think this is one of the biggest features that we offer is every member with their spouse both get their wills done.
Seriously.
So, seriously.
Included in the membership.
Included.
No additional cost.
None.
Holy, seriously.
So both of you will get your wills done. Now there is a stipulation for the spouse that they want you to get it done in the first 60 days.
Right.
And then after that, there'll be a $30 fee. $30.
$30.
But every year, so it's not just the will, it's the power of attorney and the living will. So, and now the living will, the Wills Act has changed over the last few years. There's a few changes in all the different forms that they fill out for you. But one of them is the living will has turned into a representation agreement. So it's a far more legally binding document.
Right.
And that is all included. And every year you can change that. So if you have to redo it because maybe you've been divorced or you've just gotten married and you need a new will, so they'll start from scratch again in those circumstances. But say you just want to change the power of attorney. Maybe the person you appointed has moved across Canada or moved somewhere else, and it's not convenient for them to be that person anymore. Or you're executor, and you just want to change one sentence. They'll do that for you. The spouse will be $30.
Oh, so if for any changes.
For any changes.
Will be $30. And then, so every year, if we wanted to just, wipe out the family and start the will all over again, there's no charge for the initial person, and then the spouse is $30.
$30.
And so, wow, that's unbelievable. That in itself is.
I know, but you go and price out, and especially with Watson Gopel, probably a couple. If you walk in off the street without the membership, you're probably looking at $1,200 to $1,500 for a couple to get all three of those documents done. Yeah. So it's a really amazing benefit to the plan. It's very practical, and everyone who has lost a family member, and I'm certain many of you have, and we went through this with my mother, it is complicated. Without a will, it's extremely complicated. It is actually irresponsible not to have a will. The family has to deal with the burden of that without a will. It's traumatic. It is very traumatic, and you don't want to have to deal with that at the time, and the will is very comforting. If it's done, it's current, it's in place, all of those pieces are taken care of. Now, certainly, with our aging population, I'm young. Of course, thank you. However, when that day comes not so long in the future, and we're looking for, which has become part of our life, dealing with seniors now, and families in that sandwich generation, really being supportive of the seniors now in their later years, having living wills or having those representatives or power of attorney has become quite a part of our language now for our generation. It's so necessary. I have an 84-year-old mother, of which I'm her power of attorney for financial and power of attorney for living will, or for the living wishes. So right now, she's at the point where do we put her into care or assisted living, and there's a lot of decisions that you have to make around that, and I tried to go and pick up her income tax forms for her from H&R Block, and it was just, they asked for my power of attorney papers in order to pick up her papers. In order to go and do banking for her, I need my power of attorney papers. You have to appoint somebody to do those things for you because she's not able to do them anymore. If someone's in the hospital, and even if it's not end of life, maybe you're in a car accident when you're, 50 or something. Who is it that's going to speak for you if there's life support decisions to be made? Exactly. So you really have to have those in check, and especially if you have children. Because God forbid something happens to you and you don't have a document that says who's your guardian for your kids. Because the government will take care of that for you.
They certainly do, and that's, you know, God bless our government, but no thanks. And you definitely don't want them making family decisions for you. And when you have the power to do that, this Legal Shield has membership, has provided a way for all of the things that most people are afraid of getting involved with because it's too complicated, they don't understand. Because it's part of the membership, it's become, there's no reason not to do it. It's kind of like women getting, you know, mammograms. They've made it possible, just do it now. Not really the same, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
The point is that it's not complicated, it's easy, it's free, get it done. And so this is just such an affordable issue.
You know, are one of those people that have never used a lawyer before prior to this, getting the membership and using this. And now we use it all the time.
Now they know.
Now we walk around the house and go, let's call our lawyer on that. Let's just find out about this. So my husband and I have probably called in the last 2.5 years, I'm going to say 6, 7, 8 times. Wow. And nothing, we're not bad people.
No,
so it's not bad things. It's
getting
just
advice.
Finding things, just simple little questions.
So let's talk about the unfortunately inevitable, in some cases, 50% of the marriages break down, which is unfortunate, or common law, or same-sex relationships, whatever, break down. And you're knowing that it's going to be a lot more. First of all, you're going to try to negotiate and mediate with your partner. So obviously, if the two of you are members when you start with Legal Shield, and then something happens to break up the relationship, what's the particular law firm going to do in that case?
They will, because it'll be a conflict to take care of both parties, they will refer both parties out to a different law firm. So Watson Gopel has about a 200 referral base in BC in total. So
will the membership rate apply to those referrals?
They will get that 25% off.
So explain that. So unfortunately, we're going to get a divorce, and we need we're going to try mediation first.
Sure.
We're going to try that because we don't want to go to court if we don't have to.
So this is another part of the pact that we didn't talk about earlier. But should things escalate, and a divorce is an escalation, especially when they're ugly divorces and you have to go to mediation of some sort. It is 25% off the lawyer's fees and 33% off the lawyer's fees if you are in the courtroom. So substantial amounts of savings within all that. We say the 25% is for more the pretrial, any kind of in-office work that they're doing. So that is why the 25% is going to fall.
Would that involve, let's say, the couples are getting together with their lawyers in the lawyer's office? Would that 25%?
That would be the 25%, yeah.
And the 33 would be if you have to go to court.
In a courtroom, yeah, with a judge.
33% off of the hourly rate?
Correct.
And so they indicate to you what they think it will be ahead of time to give you an estimate, or is that something
of the lawyer's fees?
Yeah, so that you're having an idea.
They have to be right up front with you. They have to tell you exactly right at the very beginning, this is what my fee is. And I think, to some degree, I think the lawyer, you can find out what lawyer's fees are. They're not able to go, well, okay, you're a Legal Shield member, I'm just going to put my fee up a little bit, so if I get that 25%, yeah, it's not like, you know, buying clothes on sale and stuff like that, where they play around with the price. So no, and in fact, I've used this part of the service before. So I had my initial consultation with the lawyer. She was upfront with what she felt she could do, how long she thought around it was going to take to get done, and where she thought possibly, because I had to pay her a bit of a retainer, where she thought we would have to go in that respect. And then I got a letter in the mail saying what her fee was, what the fee would be with the 25% off, and should we end up in the courtroom, what that would be, what that fee would be. And then also, if I chose to go with the partner of the law firm and I wanted to look big guns, this is his fee, this is the 25% off for him, and 33% off for. So I'm very well informed right up front. And being a Legal Shield member doesn't mean I have to use that lawyer. So if I choose to, you know, I have another law firm where I want to go somewhere else, you are free to do that. You're not locked in to have to use who they
decide you're not for satisfied, that. Personalities clash, or maybe you're not confident.
Sure, or a friend of a friend is going to give you a better deal. Well, then you're free to do that. But as a Legal Shield membership, we will offer you that preferred member discount should you have to go to an escalated situation.